Hello and welcome back to Modalities Movement Therapy. Today we are going to be restoring fascial balance between the front and the back lines of the body. Targeting these fascial lines, including the superficial fascia in the pectoral muscles, the quadriceps, and the front of the feet and ankles. These are areas that commonly shorten with forward-oriented posture. So as these tissues hydrate and regain elasticity, we create conditions for the back line of the body to express more movement and tone. The back line includes the plantar fascia in the arches of the feet, the calves, the hamstrings, the muscles on either side of the spine, those spinal extensors, all the way up into the neck and along the base of the skull, along the occiput ridge. By reducing excess tension in these tissues, improving continuity through the posterior chain, load can therefore be shared between the front and the back lines of the body, supporting a more upright posture without strain that improves force through the legs and the spine. Because remember, movement is key, and if you don't use it, well, you lose it. We're going to need these half dome balls, spiky balls, and 2 soft reflex balls. I will leave the links in the description below, and join me in standing as we start today from the top, working our way down to the legs. Before you get started, let's just start in an upright posture, being aware of your shoulders, what's happening in your shoulders. Be aware of your posture. Make sure the chin is lifted and you're looking ahead, and relax as much as you can. Let's focus a little bit on diaphragmatic breathing. So breathing in through the nose for a count of 4, and then exhaling through the nose. And feel where that breath is going. We want to try and relax these muscles as much as possible. Focus on that diaphragm. So breathing in for 4 and exhaling. Keep going. Breathing in and exhaling. Keep going, being aware of your breath, bringing yourself out of that stress pattern into a nice rest and digest pattern. Finish off with 1 more, breathing in for 4 and exhaling. Now, as I mentioned, we're going to start at the top of the body and we're going to move down. Let's take the right hand onto the left side of the neck. So you're going to look over the right shoulder, wrap the right hand around the back of the left side of the neck. You're going to breathe in. As you exhale, you're going to rotate the head and bring the fingers down to the sternum. So you are creating that rotation and giving a little bit of resistance around the neck. So it's up to you how much tension you want to create, releasing that. So you're giving yourself a little bit of self-massage in this release. Breathing in and exhaling as you look over the shoulder. Take the left hand now around the right side of the neck. You're breathing in and exhaling. Back to the right side, breathing in and exhaling. Keep going, breathing in and exhaling. Breathing in and exhaling. Do another 2, breathing in and exhaling. For 1 more, breathing in and exhaling. Now let's move on to the right pectoral muscle. So you're going to use your left hand, tuck the fingers into the pocket on the right side, and as you keep the elbow bent, as you circle that elbow up and back, you're going to slide the fingers down towards the rib cage. Breathing in and opening up. Getting that rotation in the shoulder. Breathing in and exhaling. Another 4 and exhale. 3 and exhale. Last 2 and exhale. 1 more and exhale. Over to the left side, tuck those fingers into that armpit, thumb on top, and you're massaging over the pectoral muscles as you breathe in and circle the shoulder. Here we go for 3 and exhale. Breathing in for 4 and exhale. 4 to go. And 3. 2 more. And the last one. And exhale. Let's take both shoulders and give them a few circles up and back and just shake everything out. Okay, continuing with that self-massage, let's bring the fingers in underneath the rib cage and you're just going to loosen up, bringing the fingers in and wiggle them a little bit from side to side. So massage, loosen up the diaphragm that sits underneath here, and that'll just help us get into that rest and digest more easily. Keep going, 4 more, and 3, 2, and 1. From here, relax the shoulders again. So looking forward, focusing on that posture, you're going to take that right arm, you're going to circle the right arm up and back. Breathe in as you do that. Bring the hand onto the right side of the spine, and let's do the same thing with the left arm. Breathing in, circle that arm up and back. Now you've got both hands on either side of the spine. Lift up and out of your hips, and you're going to lean slightly back into the stretch. Breathe in as you do this and exhale, and just let the arms relax. Keep going with the same movement. Breathing in, now I'm using my left arm. Bring the hand onto that side of the spine. Exhale as you release. Breathe in and exhale as you release the hand. Now breathe in again. So it's a nice, slow, controlled movement. Open up as much as you can, just getting a stretch across the front of the body. Let's go over to the right side again, breathing in and exhale. Breathing in and exhale. Open up, breathe yourself into this position and exhale and release. Breathe in, left arm, and exhale. Breathe in and exhale. Open up and exhale. Relax the arms. Here we go. 3 more. Right side again. Left side. Open up and exhale and release. 3 more. Breathing in. Right arm. Open up, breathing in and release. 2 more, right side and left side. Open up and exhale. Last one. Breathing in and exhale. Relax the arms, give the shoulders a few rolls. Breathe in again, and as you exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, roll down. Okay, coming onto the knees and into a seated position. Take those 2 soft reflex balls, and we're going to start along the back line of the body now, along that occiput ridge in line with the earlobes. So you're going to bring the balls side by side in the palms of the hands, and you're going to rest your head on the balls. Roll the balls from side to side as you nod your head. from side to side. So this is a great release. Now we can focus on both sides of the neck or the head, the occiput ridge, the base of that skull. Keep going. Another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Just hug the knees or bring the knees to the chest. Rock yourself to a seated position. Now we're going to move down on either side of the spine. So position the balls on the mat. Lower yourself down onto the reflex balls and just position them at the right spot. We're going to move up and down. So breathe yourself in and open up. Exhale into your tuck position. Now let the lower back float off the mat. And we're going to roll up and we're going to roll down. A nice rounded position. So that'll help you get the balls all the way up and down. So stick to the either side of the spine and just really focus on a nice slow and steady release, getting the balls down as far as you can. Breathing in and out. Keep going, breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. 4 more. And 3. Nice, slow, steady movement. Take it at your own pace. And you will find yourself moving backwards and forwards. You may have to adjust the balls just to keep yourself on the mat. Do another 2. And finish off with 1 more. Again, hug the knees to the chest and rock up to a seated position. Reposition the balls now on either side of the spine underneath the hip bones. So lower yourself onto the mat, tuck your pelvis and let your lower back float off. Either side of the spine in line with the hip bones. And again, just keep your hands available because the balls will move out from underneath the lower back. So just keep adjusting them if you need to. And rock the hips from side to side. So we're getting into a nice release there. Keep moving the balls closer to the spine and then wiggle the hips from side to side and the balls will move towards the hip bones. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to the center, breathe in. Exhale, just tuck the pelvis, let the lower back float off the reflex balls and take the balls and pop them to the side. Hug your knees to your chest. rock up to a seated position. Take your half domes and bring them onto either side of your glutes. So you want to tuck them right underneath. Then you're going to lower onto your onto your elbows, and you can tuck them a little bit more. So you may have to adjust the half domes just to feel where you're getting the most release. Then you're going to let the feet float off the mat. You're going to rock your knees over to one side. So here, this is where you're going to need to just adjust those half domes. From there, you're going to take the leg closest to the dome, and we're going to extend the leg and bend it. So exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. What you can do then on the other side is just lift the lower back or the tailbone and tuck the dome slightly underneath, a little bit more underneath. So if you look at it from this angle, I'm rocking onto the one side, just lifting up and tucking it in more. Then we're going to extend that bottom leg, the one on the dome. Breathing in, exhaling as you extend, inhaling as you bend. Breathing in, lift up and out of your shoulders. Exhale and inhale. Keep going. 4 more. And 3. Last 2. And 1. Good. Now just release that half dome and rock to that side. Then tuck the other half dome in underneath and extend and bend. For 2. Exhale and inhale. Keep going. Another 4. And 3. Last 2. And 1 more. Good. And release. Just untuck and just rock the knees from side to side. Rock yourself to a seated position, and we're going to continue using the half domes, just coming onto the hands and knees. Let's target the arch of the foot, that plantar fascia, but at the same time we're going to work on releasing the hamstrings and the calves. So you're going to curl the toes under and don't forget about those little toes. Bring those half domes, and now we're going to face the half domes down. So you're releasing the calves as we bounce into this position. So hands on the hips and bounce into this release. So giving the calves some attention, and as I said, the arches of the feet. Open up over the diaphragm, breathing in. Now we're going to tuck. So keep the tailbone where it is, and you're going to tuck, feeling the stretch up the front of the legs, up the quadriceps. So you arching, breathing in. As you exhale, come into the tuck. And you may want to just add the bounce a few times just to give that a good release. Breathing in. You can bounce in this position as well, and exhale. Keep going, breathing in and exhale. Breathing in and exhale. As you come into that open position, try and hug the spine with the shoulder blades, and then exhale. Another 4. So as you open up, you're creating space, you're breathing into that space, and then you exhaling into that contraction. We're going for another 2, breathing in and exhale. 1 more, breathing in and exhale. Okay, taking the half domes now and releasing the feet. We're going to continue working around the feet, so bring the the ankle, the front of the ankle onto the half dome, and you're going to do the same on the other side. Any strain in the knees, this is actually what I want you to do, because we're releasing that popliteus muscle behind the knees. And that's going to help release the back line of the body as well. Hands on the hips. So if, as I said, if you have strain in the knees, you're going to squeeze those reflex balls. If you don't have strain in the knees, I'd like you to sit back into this position as much as you can. You can bring those half domes closer together if you need to. Hands on the hips again, but focusing on the feet. So take your 1 foot and you're going to open up. I'm starting on the left side, so I'm dropping the toes, and then I'm going to point the toes. As I drop the toes, I'm going to spread the toes out and then point the toes. Open up. You can actually do the feet together. If you want to focus one at a time, you can do that as well. Let's work right, left, and right, and then together and release. So this is releasing the fascia along the front of the ankles. If you do have those balls behind the knees, sit back slightly, but don't overextend the knees, and pulse. Do another 4. Open up and together, and 3, and together, last 2, and together for 1 more, and together. Okay, stay in this position, release those balls if you have them behind the knees, and we're going to come up into this kneeling position and lean back into this position. So just getting a little bit more release over the front of the body, over the quadriceps. Keep going. As I'm leaning back, I'm opening up, so I'm breathing into this position and then exhaling. 3 more, breathing in and exhaling. Last 2, and exhaling, and 1 more, and exhaling. Take the half dome out from underneath the ankles and you can pop those to the side. Just make sure you're drinking a lot of water once we do these fascial releases to help release toxins through the out of the body. Okay, we are going to use the balls again, so keep those handy. But for now, you're going to come onto the hands and knees, just working into an arch, breathing in. On your exhalation, tuck into this rounded position and lift up off the knees. Hopefully, those ankles are feeling nice and released. Good. Let's breathe in and exhale. And bounce. This is an optional movement. You can keep the knees on the mat if you don't want to do that. Exhaling. Keep using your head. The more you use your head, the more contraction you're going to get. Okay, staying in this position, move your hands over and taking that foot. We're now going to work into just working a little bit into rotation and opening up in the hip. Taking the hand on, keeping the hand on the mat. I'm just going to lift the same arm as the leg and I'm going to reach up and pulse. You can either extend that arm up, or if you want to focus a little bit more on the leg, pulse into this open position. Pulse at the same time, using that bottom shoulder, just helping you get into more of a rotation. Keep going. 8, 7, and look up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keeping that knee in the turned out position, you're going to curl the extended toes under and lift that knee up off the mat. Let's bounce into this movement. So lengthening a little bit into that lunge, keep the toes turned out. And we're going to do another set, pulsing. If you can, bounce that foot from one side of the mat to the other side. Pulse and pulse and pulse and pulse. Keep going. Pulse and pulse. 4 more. 3, 2, and the last one. Release the knee back onto the mat. I'm dropping onto the elbow. I'm going to rotate a little bit more and move that front foot. Coming off the back knee, extending the foot, extending the leg rather, and reach that arm up to the ceiling. We're opening up. Now we're going to reach that hand to the back foot and try and lift up as much as you can. So we're breathing in and exhaling. Breathing in and exhaling. Here we go for 4. And 3. Okay. Let's actually do another 2. And 1 more. And exhale. Drop onto the hip. Keep that foot where it is. And just pointing the toes. Then we'll flex them and lift up a few times. So you can either point and flex. Point and flex. Getting that movement into the front of the ankle. Pointing and flexing. Another 4 and flex. 3 and flex. Last 2 and 1 more and flex. Good. Up and over to the other side. So onto the hands and knees. Let's arch and tuck a few times. So breathing in and exhale. Lifting up and bouncing. Let's do another 3. Last 2. One more, breathing in and exhale. Okay, hands to one side and position that foot in the turned out position, either using the hand or extending the arm up to the ceiling. We're going to rotate into this open position, bouncing for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hand back onto the mat. Curl that foot under. Lift the knee up. And let's bounce into this movement for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, pulse and pulse. Keep the foot in the same spot if you don't want to move into this side to side movement. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good. From there, drop onto the knee. Let's drop onto the elbow. Rotate that foot slightly further around and lift up off that supporting knee. Reach that arm up to the ceiling. Breathe in here. As you exhale, reach. Let's open up and breathe in. And exhale. 3. And exhale. Breathe in for 4. And exhale. 4 more. And 3 to go. Last 2. And 1 more. Drop onto the hip. Let's rotate slightly around and lift up and flexing and pointing. Flexing and pointing. Flex and point. Keep going. 4 more. Lift. 3. Lift. Last 2. And 1 more. Rock around back onto the hands and knees. Let's curl the toes under. Push up. Walk the hands to the feet. Hang out here and bounce. Just relax into this movement. Bounce from one side to the other side. While you're down here, take those reflex balls onto either side of your mat and breathe yourself into that lifted position. Uncurl through the spine. So what we are now going to focus on is lengthening the front line of the body. So you can bring your hands onto either shoulder, either side, onto opposite shoulders, and we're going to breathe in. So you take it as far as you can. Focus on lifting up and out of the hips, squeezing the glutes to support the lower back, and take it as far as you can. Doesn't have to be a big movement to start off. Breathe in and then exhale. Breathing in and then exhale. As you get a little bit more confident, you can take it a little bit further back, but take it to your range of movement, challenging yourself a little bit and breathing in as you open up, exhaling to standing. 4 more. And 3. Last 2. And 1 more. Release your arms, breathe in this nice lifted upright position. Exhale, roll down through the spine and take your reflex balls in either hand. I'm now going to take my left foot forward, and as I stand in this position, this roll down position, I'm going to bend my right knee, straighten my left leg. This is going to challenge your balance a little bit. So we're lengthening into the back of the left leg. Cradle the balls in the hands and tuck your chin to your chest. As you uncurl, you're going to breathe in. You're going to straighten the right leg, drop the toes on the left foot, and bend your left knee. Then you're going to circle the arms up. Hopefully you can see my hands. Breathing in, opening up. You can reach the hands, open them up, cradle the balls in the palms. Then you're going to exhale, round the hands, roll down, bending the left knee, the right knee, straighten the left, and lift the toes on the left side, increasing the stretch up the back of the left leg. You can bounce into this position. Breathe in, rotate or change, transfer the weight forward into the left leg and reach and open up. Exhaling as you start to tuck. Transfer your weight to your right side and roll down and bounce. Keep going, breathing in and open up. Rotate the hands. Exhale. Roll down. Breathing in. If you do have a low blood pressure and you're feeling a little bit dizzy, slow the movement down. Focus on your breathing. And if you need to make the movement smaller, then don't go down all the way. But it does help increase the stretch if you do. We're going to do another 2. Breathing in and open up and exhale. Breathing in. Okay, we're now going to challenge the balance a little bit more, make the movement bigger. So you're going to transfer the weight and step your left foot forward. Now you're going to bend the right knee. Sorry, it's the right leg. So I'm staying on my left. My left foot doesn't move off that spot. I'm opening up now, transferring the weight forward into the right leg, into that foot. Now I'm going to transfer the weight back into my left side. Now the left leg is straight and I'm going to step the right foot back, transfer my weight back into the right foot and roll down into that position, lifting the left toes. So it's a nice slow controlled movement. Breathing in and then step up and forward, opening up, exhaling, rolling down. So start off slow and then increase the speed of the movement, breathing in and exhaling. You're still giving yourself enough time for a nice slow steady breath, and then you can make that lift and that transfer of the weight into the right foot a little bit quicker and make that movement a little bit more explosive. And exhale. Let's do another 4. Breathing in and exhale. 3. Last 2. And 1 more. Let's stay down here. Bring the feet side by side. Just hang out here and bounce. Let's step the right foot forward now. Lift the toes on the right side. Bend the left knee. Straighten the right leg. And then we're going to drop the toes. Transfer the weight to the right. Breathe in and open up to start. Exhale. And roll down. Here we go for 2. Breathing in and open up. Exhale. Roll down. Try to relax your toes as much as possible. And exhale. They're going to want to grip the floor. Try and spread them out. And challenge your balance. Exhale. Another 4. Breathing in. And exhale. 3 to go. 2 more. And exhale. For the last one. Let's hold it here. Transfer the weight and step the left foot forward. Open yourself up a little bit more. Then step into your right foot. Lift the left foot. Step back and transfer your weight again. Breathing in. Transfer the weight. And again forward. Exhale. Now make the movement a little bit more explosive. Exhaling. And round. Here we go for 3. 4. 4 to go. And 3 more. Last 2. And finish off. Exhaling. And bring the feet side by side. You can put the balls to the side, hold on to your elbows, and just bounce from side to side. Let's drop down onto the hands and knees again. And seated position, lengthen out and have a nice big yawn. And stretch everything out. Bring your hands onto your rib cage. Relax the body. Let the feet flop out. And here we're just going to focus on the breathing, just to ease you into that rest and digest. Breathing in for 4 counts. And exhaling. Breathing in. Now, as you exhale, try and exhale for a little bit longer. Another 2. Breathing in. And exhale. 1 more. And exhale. Bring the feet back onto the mat, bend the knees, and just bounce the knees to the chest. Rock around onto your right side and just come into that seated position. And well done. Thank you for joining me.